Welcome to CW Football Saturday. It's presented by Olive Garden, where there's plenty of holiday cheer and breadsticks to go around. It is the second meeting of the year between the Oregon State Beavers and the Washington State Cougars in Pullman. We welcome you on the CW on this Thanksgiving Saturday and special Claiborne Leaf's second birthday. We're keeping Dad busy, Claiborne, okay? But he's going to bring home lots of packages for you, promise.
2 years old, can we believe it? Just like this season, 2 years of this Pac-12.
Well, it's amazing because that's the bigger picture as we just talked about, Ryan. For these two schools, tonight ends what's been a long, hard 2 years where they've stayed together.
Yeah, and that's really been impressive. This is a bit of a celebration of sorts. For these two teams that were left behind have built something out of the ashes. What Teresa Gould has built, the new Pac-12 that will start next year, finishes up tonight on the field. They put more money in their pockets, not having to schedule an FCS opponent. They brought a little rivalry into the mix.
And so Oregon State deferring after winning the toss, kicking off. So they need 7. And the throw to Freeman is going to get the first down. And Freeman spins out across the 40 before he's finally finished off. 18 yards.
Zebby lets this go before Freeman even.
Quick out once again to Freeman. With former Beaver Jeremiah Noga was running a little interference for him down the sideline.
In between the tackles than getting on the perimeter.
So 3rd and 8, moving at Cougs, and a pass is caught. That's going to be very close to the line to gain. Trey Lechner. Let's see where they finally mark him out of bounds. Voorhees the back. Eckhouse the carry, and how about that? Eckhouse has been able to hurt teams with his legs. And there they use Voorhees as the lead blocker. They ran power with the fullback leading the game. And there's Voorhees on a nice gap off the right side and punches it down to the 12. And gets points from Jack Stevens. So that tackle, Tyree Blake, we're referencing, he played. So on the first possession for Tristan Tia, 3rd and 7. Quick throw here to Zach Carr, and he has spun around and wrapped up. Immediate hit by number 1, Tucker Large, a player that Jimmy Rogers got very emotional about, but yet more action after the play, and a flag comes in.
Also, he did say that. Also, he did say it's been him as far as I can remember.
Yeah. And Tia on the move finds Walker, and the ball's out. And the ball is in Washington State's hands.
Perimeter gets it to Sauce Walker, but then the Francel Durant sandwich closes it out.
And that was all she wrote. There you go. Of course, Nigel's son playing right now at the University of Washington. Meanwhile, Washington State, Oregon State has pressured more this year. They've had far more sacks this year defensively than they did a season ago. Maxwell Woods gets the carry. He'll get about 4 here. Have your picture, the wide side. That's where Eckhouse is going. And this is the key for Eckhouse. Coaches all year here at Pullman have said this time the spread is to the bottom. Eckhouse looking top all the way, drills it, and it'll be a 4th down decision for Jimmy Rogers. Noga is spun out of bounds.
Out of the 6 so far this year, 12 points.
Pass to Freeman, and he's brought down by Tyree Blake short of the 1st down. So it's another short yardage play for the Cougs. They've had a lot of them in the first quarter, and they get the first and a decent amount more before Skylar Thomas brings down Freeman. They've done a nice job, Washington State, in the first quarter of getting Freeman involved.
But I'm also a quarterback, and I think defensive pass interference happens every play.
Well, there's Eckhouse again. Nice job with his legs.
But the thing that Jimmy Rogers just talked to Nigel about, what he's talked to us about all year.
Yards. And drives it. This is Tony Freeman wearing a pullover on the punt return. And breaking. breaking. And Tony Freeman all the way inside the 30 of Oregon State before Skylar Thomas.
Doesn't matter what number he's wearing, he still has the skill set and the speed to get out and make a play. And if it isn't for Skylar Thomas coming from the inside, this one may have broke for a punt return for a touchdown.
43-yard return. And on 2nd and 8. And Eckhouse throws it inside the 10 to Meredith. Close. Down to the 2. Josh Meredith for 20.
Try to get his way into the end zone.
And Voorhees is bumped at the goal line and bounces in. Washington State touchdown. On the Washington State sideline will come with number 9. Will come with a finally there, the touchdown.
I mean, Nico Taylor's their amount of film now to take a look at, and the poise we've seen from him so far has been tremendous.
Now there it is, the first mistake, and it's picked by Caleb Franzel.
Jinxed him there as he comes to his second read. And when you go to the next picture, and I spent the Thursday in Detroit talking with David Shaw about this, as a quarterback, you get to your second picture, you have to be able to see everything around in that frame. And
but now 2 of them tonight, a +2 for Washington State. Maxwell Woods on the carry. The jarring turnover note. And another catch by Freeman and a first down. Eckhouse kept it. And a nice job. And a lot of the defenders chasing Maxwell Woods.
Drop of that elbow. But when his feet are foundationally set in the ground, he seems to be more technical and over the top.
And there's Eckhouse getting about half of what they need.
A more manageable third down.
Blitz coming. Tia throws, but it won't get the first down. Both double zeros on this punt return team. A.J. Windsor's punt. Freeman sizing things up. Freeman's going to turn. Another good return into what else is new, Oregon State territory. A little swing out in the flat. Voorhees had blockers. So an explosive pass play, but it's just a little flat throw to the running back.
Going to go back to the screen to Voorhees. Great job allowing the rush to get there. Then he's got 2 big old hosses out in front of him, but he does a lot with himself and some shiftiness to get him inside the scoring position.
Oh, and Eckhouse got that ball there. Just got it there to Brandon Ganashamorthy at the 1.
He's a big target. Haven't seen a lot of him this year. This is just a simple corner route. Zebi's a little bit behind. In fact, the benefit of throwing it behind him allows the defender to over Ganashamorthy, who's really played well up to this point.
And a touchdown for the Cougars off the play-action toss to Trey Lechner. What a difference that little score makes to validate how one-sided this first half has been.
I will say with Danny Freund's offense, he does a ton of misdirection and tries to...
He's a good baseball player in his youth. And, oh, there's a trip up, and Hankerson is short. Boy, it looked like he was going to get out on the edge and get the first down, but... Oh, and that's the mistake. Tia could not, just can't have that happen, and Bobby Terrell gets him.
I know he was trying to look down the field for a big play, but that's exactly where a freshman has to have that clock.
timeout.
It's a good look
Oregon
of it.
State, their third and final of the half.
He's got a shot down the seam if he would have let it.
And Tia eventually will go down. And again, Bobby Terrell.
It's the one thing that Washington State defensively has. They love playing the game and they love playing it together and they want to do it more.
Nope, Tia can't get away. Tried to keep it on third down, and that is Donovan Fitzmaurice, freshman out of St. Louis.
Donovan Fitzmaurice as well as Bobby Terrell, both there.
And they get to Tia again. First in, Parker McKenna.
Some of these close losses, but he loves when his players have fun on the field and make big plays.
Freeman again, and this time he has a wall on the far side. And Freeman has been
to have that partnership to continue. If it hadn't, it would have been the bad part of all this if that was the case.
Oh, Eckhouse with a good keep, and Eckhouse is down inside the 10.
And they do an outstanding job, and they're so much a part of Beaver culture and lore that they'll be there forever.
Voorhees outside, cuts back to the 5, but as we know football, how
the Wolves, the Leeches, all of it, and they're still here.
And Eckhouse right up the middle, untouched. Touchdown. His 8th rushing touchdown.
It's a real shot in the arm for this Washington State offense after that loss at North Texas. This is just
a scholarship there, became an FCS All-American. And T on third down is wrapped up. For Oregon State tonight to the 30-yard line.
Nope.
Oh, Tia threw outside arm, and it's intercepted. Humphrey. Colby Humphrey with the pick.
Just doesn't see Humphrey falling back out of his corner's position. His eyes locked on that crosser the entire time. Never saw him. Humphrey stays in his zone, falls right back into it, and then plays a little tippy interception time.
Night that started really just with a one-sided first quarter for Washington State has not changed. And now they get Maxwell Woods the carry. So a quick second down throw to Tony Freeman. That'll be close to the line to gain.
Oregon State has offensive yards.
And Eckhouse right up the middle on 3rd and 1.
At the quarterback position.
Now 61 rush yards for Eckhouse. And just a nice little dump ahead to Josh Meredith. And they, no pun intended, and the swing to Johnson. Those two veteran linemen said to each other, no, we're staying. We're finishing here. Of the night for Oregon State. Who's their own 44. And there's the pressure, and Tia is under a swarm of crimson. It started with Gavin Barthiel.
But you could just say the entirety of the defensive front for Washington State. He was going to tee off on the young freshman quarterback. He's got to get the ball out of his hand quickly.
Their best rusher, Bobby Terrell, covering the top, blows right by the tight end, blocking him. Tia does a good job to get out of that, but is tracked and eventually dropped
Really gotten down to be a one-dimensional offense here, having to throw the football.
And again, the punting has not worked well for Oregon State tonight. Let's see what Tony Freeman does here. And he's going to have, well, that was a long punt by A.J. Windsor. Has one career touchdown, but you can see the meaning that would have had for him as Angel Johnson bounces it. Angel Johnson inside the 5.
That's going to make Jimmy Rogers smile too. He brought Angel Johnson along 51 yards on that carry by the senior running back, and wonderful job of staying shoulders square, then bounces it to the outside and uses that great speed to almost get him into the end zone for a touchdown.
That's why they're going to feel really happy about that run. And now can he get it in the end zone? Yes, he does. Touchdown, Washington State.
I think one of the best compliments that Jimmy Rogers gave Angel Johnson this week was, no matter, to your point of things not going the way it...
And there's sack number 6. And tracking it in from behind was Ben Beatty.
He just stays with it from the entire side. Gets held, gets his...
So a long third down for Oregon State. Swing it out to Hankerson. Gonzaga coming in with their power is going to be awesome. And this is Mason.
That's why he's been in this business so long, and why this team followed and got their 2 victories of the year after he was named interim head coach.
Boy, more yards for Angel Johnson, and that will likely be the last snap of the game.
What Washington State proved beyond the one-loss record, they competed against the best in the country all year. And they'll get one more shot in a bowl game. And one more for Zevi Eckhouse, who again got his chance to play and then decided to come back to Washington State.